All right, Kid Nation. So, every time we find a cool podcast, we like to bring it to you because we're not on all the time, unfortunately. They won't let us be on 24/7.
Right.
Something about other people deserve a shot, too, so that's fine. But when you go on a road trip, it's always cool to have a nice podcast to listen to because it makes that road trip go a lot faster than it does.
Yeah.
And we have a brand new podcast for you to check out. It's called the Female Founder Podcast. And the host of that podcast is Rachel Sipperley. Hello, Rachel.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
First of all, best last name of all time.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Sipperley.
Sip.
Sipperley.
Sip, sip?
Sip, sip.
Is that what your friends call you?
That is.
So we can call you
name.
the Sip?
Sip, Sipper.
What's up, Sip?
What up, Sip?
That's a good nickname.
Yeah.
Sip.
So what is your podcast about? It sounds like it's about very powerful women joining you and talking about powerful things.
Interested? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to cover entrepreneurship, just the Dallas startup ecosystem. I'll be interviewing founders, venture capitalists, engineers, people who are in the startup ecosystem, and just sharing about life of entrepreneurship.
Were you really a top executive for a Fortune 500 company by 22?
I was.
By 22?
By 22, man.
Was.
I was.
What were you like as a kid to get you to that point by 22?
I started college when I was 15, so I had a little bit of a head start.
We have so much in common.
Oh, yeah?
No, Al, you what?
Where did that drive come
Yeah.
from? Were you able? I often wonder about these child prodigies, I guess you call them, these child
Oh, that's so
geniuses.
funny.
But how does it affect you socially? Were you able to have all the fun stuff that other kids your age were
You know,
doing?
I still had a social life. Like, I told myself during that time I'm going to have the rest of my life to party, and my friends are going to all be in $100,000 of debt, and I'm going to be making $100,000. That
There
was
you
kind
go.
of my mentality.
Yeah.
So it seemed completely audacious to me at the time to spend $5 on a cocktail
Right.
when you could buy now I don't buy $5 bottle of wine, but at the time it
Of
just seemed
course you
crazy.
don't.
Why would you go out and spend all this money and when you can just have that time to focus on the business. And so that's what I did. I actually worked and had 4 part-time jobs all through college. So it was a little bit of a different college experience, but
And this was when you were 15 till you
19.
graduated 19.
yeah.
And you know what you didn't do?
What?
Get pregnant.
You didn't get pregnant.
That's the only thing you missed, girl.
Well, Kelly.
One thing to combat teen pregnancy is to have girls who have vision and focus and having a goal in mind.
I would like to
That is
welcome-
the number one preventer of teen pregnancy right there.
I'd like to welcome Rachel's 7-year-old son to the... No. Did you get to do prom and all that as well, Rachel?
No, okay, so it's actually part of my story. I did not go to prom my junior or senior year because I was waiting tables. I couldn't afford a prom dress.
And you know what happens at
And
prom?
so I started
pregnant.
a
Teen
company.
pregnancy.
Yes, that's true. I avoided that as well. There was no hot prom dress falling off, but I started a company so that everyone can have a chance to go to prom.
Yeah, and that company is that the Borrow My Wardrobe?
Yes, rent my wardrobe.
Rent My
Rent My
Wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
Very close.
JC.
That was-
Oh,
I
so
was
you
close.
started that when you were a freshman in college?
No, I just started it. Well, we just launched in April.
I know
Oh,
because
so
I
that's-
follow Real
Oh, I see.
Housewives
Okay.
of Dallas,
Yes.
Cameron Westcott.
Yes.
And saw that she was at your party.
She.
I did not get my invitation, or I would have been there
oh
to
my
support
gosh.
you.
Well, you should have been there.
Yeah,
I would have invited you.
If you need a black turtleneck, Kelly's closet's full of them.
no, I
Yeah.
got rid of them.
If you need a black single guy.
Shamed
Is this the first? This isn't the first company you've started.
Technically, it's my first.
Your
startup.
first,
I mean,
yeah.
I
Okay.
did a lot of like little mini side businesses
Yeah.
and stuff like that as a kid, but first like real
Yeah.
business. Yes.
What kind of companies did you do as a kid?
So I like sold tickets and textbooks in college.
Oh.
It's like how I paid for my
Smart.
school. Yeah, I would like show up with a suitcase and $800 cash and give everyone cash for their books, and then I'd sell them on eBay.
I hope my daughter is like you when she turns 15.
Yeah, it is very entrepreneurial.
I want
Yeah,
her to be just like you. I want you to come over and tell her how to do it and how to be about it.
I sold my books, but I didn't do anything good with the money. I just bought more beer.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
No, I'll say, Rachel, I listen to a lot of these podcasts because I started a business, and my favorite part about any kind of business podcast is the failure part. You know, I want to hear about how successful people failed more than I want to hear
Yes.
about their successful moments, because I think you learn a lot from that.
Yeah, so that's totally the goal. I think that like in the culture of Instagram being this like highlight reel of all the great things that are happening, a lot of people miss like the blood, sweat, and tears
Yeah.
and pain that goes into it. And, you know, they see like, oh my gosh, you're with all the Real Housewives, and there's this like overnight success story, and they don't see the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it, spending nights crawling on the bathroom floor in the fetal position, just wanting to
All the
quit.
no's that you
Amen.
probably got.
Yeah, so much rejection, so many no's. So it's a lot. And so I don't think, I think people are starting to highlight that. And that's the beautiful thing of podcasting, right? Is we can kind of have those intimate, raw moments and share our story a little bit more. So I want to have guests on the show that can really speak into others. And my whole thing is if I can do it, anyone can do it. Because I'm just
Sure.
Yeah, you need to have the
normal
want.
girl.
Yeah, if you have that want, you can get whatever you want.
Or you
Now-
find a common characteristic or a common trait between the most successful women that you've seen start these businesses?
Recently I've found that just trusting your intuition and trusting your gut is really a key to business success. And I think that women are maybe uniquely privileged with a little bit more intrinsic skill set there, right?
agree.
To kind of
Yeah,
trust that
for
intuition.
sure.
And so I think that we have a little bit of a leg up. Not to say that guys can't do that too. I think it's something that everyone has to.
Y'all have way better
develop.
intuition.
Yeah, we
than
just got
do.
that gut.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
My ex-wife had excellent intuition.
Yeah, she found out that you were seeing other women.
Immediately
Something
knew
was
that.
telling her. Maybe it was all the phone calls you were getting.
Yeah.
Rachel, now, when you go about asking someone for money to start your company, obviously, because it's tough to start a company,
Yes.
are you cold calling? Because I know there's a lot of girls out there that are wanting to be in your position and your shoes, and they're just looking for that piece of advice of, I just need a little money, because everybody says it take money to make money. How did you go about calling someone and getting that?
So I didn't. I bootstrapped the company. I actually put $100,000 of my own money into the business
That you had saved up?
Yeah. So I had, before I decided to do this startup thing, I actually made really good money and had a really lucrative career. And, I could have stayed doing that, but this is just so much more rewarding. So I think a lot of times investors want to say, like, can you put your money where your mouth is? If you really believe in this, are you willing to put in sacrifice? And I literally put my entire life savings into it and said, well, go big or go home.
Bet on
This
yourself.
is my chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work, like, I can go and get another job.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You
And, like,
already
what-
proved it.
But I think a lot of people don't do that because they're afraid of failure. And I'm still afraid of it every single day. I still wake up and like, oh, what if it doesn't,
Yeah, do you wake up in the middle of the night? Because that's what I do. I wake up in the middle of the night
Yes.
like, I have a lot of money in this.
Yes. Yes. Someone told me the other day, being a startup founder is much like an infant. You wake up every 2 hours and cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what you do.
It's true. It's stressful, but
Keeps
that's
you
the
going.
reward for the risk,
Why
right?
do you keep telling me to start a company, Jenna, if it's so scary?
Because
scary.
it's really worth
rewarding,
it.
It's
though.
rewarding.
It's
I know.
really
Worth it.
I know.
Perseverance. Keep putting one foot in front of the other.
So, Rent My Wardrobe. How's
Yes.
how's that work?
Fantastic. You
But how
can.
No, like, how
Rent?
does it work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, what- yeah.
You can rent items. It's very akin to Airbnb if you're familiar with that
Yeah.
platform. I sort of say it's like if Poshmark and Rent the Runway got married and had a baby,
Okay.
and then OfferUp was the baby daddy. That would be the Rent My Wardrobe app.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the premise of the platform is to empower women to become their own entrepreneur and help them generate income. So they can do that by just renting items out that would otherwise just be collecting dust.
Yeah, a lot of times you have a girlfriend come over and say, I have a cocktail party. I don't have a dress. Let me look at your closet
time.
and let me borrow that. You're
Exactly.
just expanding
But
that
what I
and
love
letting
about
people make money.
this, I've been on Poshmark before and sold stuff, but what I love about this idea is that sometimes you put that stuff up and you're like, wait, what if I want to wear it again? I think
Yeah.
that's the hard part we as women have. Even if I haven't worn something in 2 years, I think, well, I spent a lot of money on it, or I might wear that again if I can fit into it.
Especially shoes, right? Like your shoes are one of those things that you don't wear all the time, but hey, you go
Yeah.
wear it a couple times, give them back to me, and I'll wear them to a party, which is really smart.
Yeah, I like that because then you get it back.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So you can make residual income instead
Yeah.
of like one time on Poshmark. You keep making it, and then you can still wear it to your
Awesome.
cousin's wedding or whatever you have.
Is there a dude side of Rent My Wardrobe
so
yet?
not yet, but we do have a lot of interest on the male fashion side. So we will see. I think that women, like you said, are already exchanging
Yeah.
clothes with each other in everyday life. So it's a natural progression. I think guys
would do.
Yeah,
I
got
know
a
a
pair
lot of guys.
I
A
got
lot
a pair
of
of shorts, acid wash,
Yeah.
denim shorts.
Yeah.
Do you regulate the fashion on there?
That you could
God, to be
probably.
rejected.
Well, if you want to
that'd
go
be
to like a
awful.
redneck party, you can rent Al shorts. You need
A theme party, yeah.
Nobody wants to actually invest in that.
we have recommendations for like what
Like
rents
stylists,
best.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we obviously designer brands rent really well, but it was really important to me to target all socioeconomic classes. So I didn't want to limit the inventory. Some of our competitors have that, and it's like very exclusive and elite what can be on there. And I wanted every girl to be able to make money, whether it was a $200 dress from Macy's to like a Stanley Korshak Couture, whatever it is.
Oh, that is so awesome. We can download it, right? It's in a small pocket of the country right now before you expand.
In
but
Dallas.
might as well just jump on right now, have it ready to go just in case.
Yeah.
Once it happens, you have it ready to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's going to be your first guest on your podcast?
So Leah Frazier
Uh-huh.
was my first guest.
What does she do?
And Leah actually is in PR, and she does startup stuff all throughout Dallas. She's really involved with Dallas Startup Week, and she's been phenomenal. I have other venture capitalists, angel investors, both local to Dallas and some coming in from San Francisco. Today, I'm interviewing my friend Lindsay, who started a fitness app, and my friend Rachel, who was the strategy and innovation director for Mark Cuban Companies. So those episodes will be coming up. along
Somebody
Awesome.
good.
Some hard hitters right there. When are you going to be releasing the podcast? What day can we download
August 1st.
August
Yes.
1st, mark it down.
Awesome.
And then after that, you're going to be releasing it weekly.
Yes, every Thursday you can subscribe, which I will say they say click the little blue button to subscribe. And this morning I realized the button is not blue, it's purple.
Click the purple button.
purple
How
button.
about that?
It's
Not
a
the blue
purple
one.
button.
The check mark is blue. The button is purple.
That's right.
Yeah. Now
That's
purple.
right.
How can we keep up with you, Rachel, if we want to follow along? Is there social media you want us to hit up?
Yes, so you can follow me on The Female Founder on Instagram,
Uh-huh.
and the app page is Rent My Wardrobe app.
There you go.
There you go.
Awesome.
Make sure you check out the Female Founder podcast, first episode, August 1st. And then every week after that, make sure you click the purple button and subscribe. Rachel, so great to meet you. Congratulations on all the success.
Thank you so much for having me.
Give it up for Rachel, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm inspired.
Me too.